All right, let's begin. So, Call of Plankton, Call of Duty Zombies, Spongebob style. Last time I remember, we kind of focused more on getting the NPCs, I believe, to work, right? Oh yeah, you guys got me that crosshair. Good job in the crosshair. Let's see, kill the guy. Perfect. Good. Okay, the aiming seems to work pretty well. Okay, cool. So today could be another sort of systems day, which I'm always a fan of because you want to get that prototype working as quickly as possible. Mr. Blaston, Mr. Krabs should once in a while steal your money. You guys have the best ideas. That is so funny. Okay, yeah. Okay, you know what? On that note, let's actually get the credits in here, so that you can actually earn money. Sound good? You guys want me to make it so you can earn money from killing people? Okay, sweet. We'll do that. Simon, that is a hilarious idea. It shouldn't be all your money if Mr. Krabs steals it, though. It should just be I'm gonna put that in the notes. Mr. Krabs can sometimes come steal your money. Mr. Krabs stealing should be a drop. Mr. Krabs' daughter Pearl should stomp on Plankton. Okay. Now, I'm not sure how I would animate that. But we'll put that in the notes anyway. Should stomp. Cool. All right, so let's give our player doesn't even have a health variable yet. Do our NPCs have health variables? So yeah, by the way, I'm getting I don't like the frame rate that I'm getting. It doesn't seem like I feel like this game is running slow already. There's barely anything in it. It's the reason it's gonna be this landscape. I just made it a little bit too darn big. It really should just be a static mesh. Yeah, you know what? Let me just take care of that real quick because it's annoying me having the low frame rate. So what we'll do is we'll still use the same appearance landscape, but I'm gonna delete this landscape. Bam, deleted. And now we're gonna go to modes, landscape. We're just gonna make a smaller one, and we'll have more. It'll look like it goes on forever, but we'll use a static mesh. We don't need a landscape for that. So you only need the landscape for wherever the player's walking around in, which is a small area. Especially in a zombies game. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do. That create, and then. Before you freak out because we don't have enough room, fear not, young ones. We're going to bring out a geometry box that is wearing the same material and just stretch that. Let's see, do I need to stretch that more? It might have been good as it was, but okay. Now I can use the tools in here. I can make it go really far out. And I can sink that. See how good that looks? Sink that beneath the land. It looks way better. Actually, way better. We'll have invisible walls and a barrier before you get to the edge of the landscape, so it actually looks good. So you won't ever see the crease or anything. Just trying to get that as close as possible. Let's hit play. Hopefully that improved my performance. I don't know. Yeah, I did a little bit. We need to raise that a little bit, probably. I can go in here. -100, let's try -50. Tickets for Krabby Patties as the money. Yeah, what's the currency in Spongebob? Oh, and these guys don't kill me when they get near me either. So there's no threat yet. I mean, I kind of like that it looks like it steps down, but there'll be an invisible wall there and stuff. I can improve the performance if I just convert this to a static mesh, which I'm going to do right now. Converting geometries to a static mesh, it's kind of hidden, but it's a great way of making a model in Unreal without having to go to Blender or something. Go to brush settings, and then there's this little downward arrow on the right here. Click on the downward arrow, create static mesh. We'll just name it SM Land 01. Create. Now this has been converted to a static mesh. Much more efficient. Alright, now let's get to giving our characters points. So, Bikini Bucks. Love it. You guys, man. I wish I had you guys in all my classes to come up with ideas. I don't know if you guys are just SpongeBob aficionados, which maybe you are, or if you guys are just really original. But that's hilarious. Mister, you're running like 144p resolution. I am. I'm not supposed to be. Does anybody have really low res as well, or is it just on your end? What do you got? Is it low? It's low res for you two, Allie. Anybody have me in high res? Okay, now it's telling me. That tells me it's probably me. Gosh darn it, man. Why don't you try jumping over to live stream? Maybe the live stream isn't low res because live stream is supposed to be in 1080p. I mean, stay on here and maybe in one tab or something and minimize it. Can someone find the link to the live stream? Try pinning Mr. Torres to your whole screen. I don't know. Yeah, that's how you. I don't know if that affects the resolution. So he is. Yeah. If you go to YouTube, type in .where games live, click on the video that's live. That would be us right now. You're on the live stream, Angel, or no? You're talking about the pinning. Goober dollars is the actual currency. I think I like bikini bucks. Okay, Morian dropped the link to the live stream. I'm gonna mute this tab. Okay, just so you know, the live stream's like delayed by probably 10 seconds. It tends to be on YouTube, so just know that. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna want to probably mute one of them. All right, so let's do our variables, our money, our NPCs killing you. Let's do all that right now. Okay, so first off, variables plus variable. We're gonna name this Bikini Bucks because that's great. We're going to make this an integer because an integer is a number, and an integer is a good number for counting points. Okay, remember integers. Floats. What's the difference? Floats can have fractions, decimals, same thing, right? Or integers, which cannot. They're whole numbers only. Why? Because it depends on what you're counting. You can have 1.5 apples, but if you have 1.5 humans, you have a mess, right? So it depends on what you're counting, whether you do integer or floats. It says the video is unavailable. Is that just for Leslie, or is that for everybody? All right. While you guys sort that out, I gotta work on this internet thing, guys. At least the internet's not dropping out. I couldn't even live stream. I could do anything yesterday. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna move on as if it was working, and we'll just keep going on. All right. So third-person character, Bikini Bucks. Our player will start it with 0. Let's give our player health. Health is also going to be an integer. And normally I wouldn't do that, but in Call of Duty Zombies, it's about the number of times you get hit by a zombie, isn't it? So, I don't know what the standard is. I think it's like 2, maybe 3 hits. Let's do 3 before you go down. All right, and now we need to, we have a HUD, if you remember, so let's get that HUD to display how many Bikini Bucks we have. So player HUD here, let's pull up there's a couple things we can do here. Okay, let's pull up what we're going to eventually put our weapon name and like icon, and as well as our currency. So let's do this. We're going to do a vertical box. And I'm going to bring out text into that vertical box. And the reason I do a vertical box is now if I duplicate that text, it will stack vertically the next piece of text. So what I want to do here, I'm going to put weapon name. So this will be like, you know, spatula for your knife like we talked about. And then we're going to have the ammo underneath here if that's relevant. So let's do ammo is going to be, let's say you have like what you have, boom, boom, boom. It could be like 8 and then out of your total. So let's wrap that in a horizontal box so things go horizontally. And then let's duplicate that. Okay. Duplicate that. We're going to make a slash symbol. Hash slinging slash symbol, some could say. And this is going to be for the total ammo. So we'll put, 24. This will be dependent by the weapon. And let's actually shove all this to the right. Because if you have something in the right quarter, generally you want all that stuff going to the right. Like that. Perfect. Same here. To the right. And that's good for there. Again, we're not going to fill in that information just yet, but we'll know that that'll be on screen. So there's a place for our player to know what they're holding, what ammo they have. All right, now we're going to do our bikini bucks. So let's just copy what we did over here and paste and just modify it. So this, I want it going to the left because we're putting it in the left corner. And bikini bucks. And then one simple number. We'll put a $sign actually in front of it. Will be the amount of cash you have, which is going to start out as 0. And we want all that going to the left. Boom, bikini bucks. Okay, so now if I hit play, we should see those things on screen, I hope. Okay, it didn't go exactly on screen the way I wanted to because I need to anchor it. So let's anchor it. Anchor you to the bottom right. I think it should maybe go in the middle a little bit, like that. Okay, I think the money should be a lot bigger font. So let's do that as a 30 font. No, 35. And since it's money, maybe we make it like a different color, like green or pink, or you guys have an idea what color it should be? Or should we leave it white? We could change the way it looks later, make it look a lot better, but okay, so we got this money here. Bikini bucks in the bottom left. Do you think that's a good spot for it? Should our icon be in the top right, or the top left, or in the bottom right where our weapon stuff is? You know, someone could pull up the Call of Duty HUD and you know, take a look at what it does. You put round number. What do you mean round number? All right, so bikini bucks. Round number. What do you guys mean? Angel, do you want to explain that, or Johan? Oh, the counter of the round, of course, yeah. That makes total sense. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, you need that. Again, I'm kind of making up the HUD for this game. I don't know if we should really rip off the HUD from Call of Duty Zombies or not. We can. I have no problem with that. As far as where things at, but yes, we want round. For this one, we'll just have this also exist horizontally next to it. Copy paste, or I can actually just drag it. So when you get stuff like this where the text is like up high like this, I like to say, hey, vertical alignment, middle, and that looks a lot better. Let's give a little space there. Round, and maybe since it's zombies, it should be all red and horrifying, you know. I had a good red that first time. Hold on. Picking out a red color is always surprisingly difficult. It's the hardest color to pick out. It so quickly becomes orange or pink. Alright, that's good. Maybe this goes down the middle? At least for now. We should put how many enemies are left. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sure. Okay, let's do that. We'll put it right underneath the round number for now. Let's duplicate this. And we're going to put remaining. Will be the name of it. Since this is all in the middle, I want everything kind of center justified. So what I can do is do that sort of alignment. You know, do I even need the word round? It should just be the number. I feel like the player is going to understand. What do you guys think? Should I leave the word round there, or just, you know, the big fat number of what round you're on, right in the center? I try to avoid too much words in UI. Just the number? Okay. Okay. And bless me. Okay, so that's our HUD. It's a good HUD for now. Oh, now I'm getting all analytical about the color of this. I'm the worst with UI. I can perfectionist with it, and it ends up never looking perfect anyway. So all right, I'll just let it go for now. Okay, so now we got to tie those numbers to actual things. So first off, let's start with Bikini Bucks. So actually, no. Nothing happens with Bikini Bucks. I just realized when we kill somebody, we need to make it so something happens. So remember we made that damage health enemy event? So we can use that to increase the value of the player character. Now, so on this is for the death. So whenever you kill him, you get the coin, right? Do you get money when you hit them or just when you kill them? While you answer that, one thing I want to do is... Oh, really? When you hit? Hit is better? Do you get, like, more point? It's better when you hit them. Yeah, and headshot does more money. Wow, everybody's saying hit, so we're going to go with hit. All right, sounds good. I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to do this equation. It's really simple. If you want, this is for any kind of point counter. You want to increase the points of something, this is what you do. Get player character, cast to third person character, drag off here, type in the variable you want to increase, which would be Bikini Bucks, get, then do that again, Bikini Bucks, set, which means you're changing the variable, set Bikini Bucks to whatever Bikini Bucks currently is, plus the number you want to increase it by. So I leave that as 1 plus 1. That calculation right there will increase the points. So increase the Bikini Bucks. Okay? That's all you have to do. Now I could go in here and I can just plug this in right here, and that's going to work. Now I'm going to do something slightly different. I usually don't do this. But I have to consider the fact that right now, the way this code does it says, hey, get player character, cast it. Now this always works when you're doing single player games. But people don't pay attention to the fact that this is player index. What do they mean by that? Well, player index 0 in a single player game, the player is always going to be player index 0. It's the only character in the world. This number starts to change when you start to introduce multiplayer into a game. So considering this is a Call of Duty zombie style game, I want to, code my code in such a way that I am ensuring that I don't have to go back and redo everything when and if we introduce multiplayer. So I want this to be a multiplayer supported body of code, which means I don't want to do that equation. But I can do something very, very simple and very easy. And actually this works for single player as well. So what I'll do is just like how we sent in the amount to damage us by, and this never worked, the launch character, I'll get rid of that. But just how we sent this number in, and maybe we can change that at some point, right? We can send ourselves in. We can send a reference to the character to whom we're supposed to increase the Bikini Bucks variable for. So let's do this. Damage health plus input, third person character blueprint, character, I'll name it player character. Now I could drag off of this and these will connect because those are variables that live on the third person character. I'm going to organize this a little bit. Let's do it like that. That's all you got to do. So, oh, and you guys are saying doing the hit, so I'm not going to put it in the end of the code like I was going to originally. We're going to put this before we actually kill the guy. That way you get some money while you're hitting them. So that would go here. And then just continue the code here. I'm just going to move this stuff off to the side a little bit. Keeping it organized. All right, so that's going to increase the Bikini Bucks on whatever player character input is. Now I'm just going to make sure that on our third person character, we pass in the character whose points is supposed to increase. Well, it's this character, this blueprint we're on, the third person character, that did the firing of the weapon and the hitting of the zombie. So it must be this blueprint itself. So all we're going to do for this, plug in the word self. Get reference to self as a node that refers to the blueprint you're currently on. And that is the same way as increasing the points, but it supports a multiplayer. So that's good. All right, so now we got to tell the HUD about this. So here's how you do that with the HUD. Here's the text for Bikini Bucks. Bind, create binding. And now we're going to, well, you know what? I just realized to support multiplayer, we have to do the same thing. Because normally I would do get player character. Okay, cast the third, ask for Bikini Bucks. But again, that's assuming that it's player index 0. Now I can make a variable out of this and say, no, get player 1, get player 2. But you know what? The easiest way to do this would just be to do it like this. The same way that we made an input for a player character on damage enemy health, what we're going to do is we're going to, where do we create that HUD? Right here we create this HUD. This is where we create our widget. We're going to make a variable that shows up when we create it, and we set it there. So look at this. Because if there's 4 people playing, they're all going to have their own widget, right? Their own HUD. So make a variable of the type third person character. Name this character blueprint. Compile, save, and now we can set that when we create the widget. Here's a little trick you want to do. I love this. If I make this public and I check mark expose on spawn, that means when this widget is spawned or created. If I go back to our code, I'll have to compile or refresh, but watch this. That didn't work. Okay, wait, one more second. One more try. Instance editable, expose on spawn. Yes, yes. Compile. Oh, there it is, it worked. All right, now our create widget node, it gained an extra input, didn't it? Called character blueprint. And I can actually plug in self into there, which means that this blueprint, the blueprint that creates this on begin play, this widget, automatically tells the widget who it is by setting its variable, which we call character blueprint, to itself. Which means in our code we can now ask for character blueprint, ask it for its Bikini Bucks, and it's going to display the Bikini Bucks for that character and that character only in the form of the HUD. Control Z. Bam. All right, now I'm going to play. You should see the Bikini Bucks go up when I kill the guys. Here we go. I'm going to kill him, or hit him. All right, see that? Lower left, we're at $2, $3, 4. But now they're all one-hit kills right now. But the idea is in the next round, there'll be 2-hit kills and stuff. Okay, cool. All right, boom. The next thing you guys wanted me to do is to do like a remaining enemies thing. So we can do that as well. Let's do it like this. This isn't the most... I'm trying to think of an efficient way to do this. It's not going to cost us a lot of frames. We probably won't have time to do the rounds today. We'll do the rounds next time or something. We want to get the remaining enemies. So we can do a node called get all actors of class. Looks like this. And it's really great because it gives you literally all of the actors or instances of a blueprint of a particular blueprint type in your world, in the current level. So we can actor class filter for zombies with their blueprints. But one thing you want to do with it is you want to do length. Okay, because if I get the length of the list, because this spits out a list, then it's going to tell me how many are remaining, right? The only thing I'm a little worried about is this costs a lot of money. I mean, not a lot of money, not money. It costs a lot of bikini bucks. It costs a lot of performance, especially if you run on tick. Get all actors of class, come on, it's got to iterate through the whole world, right? So I'm kind of like, you know, so one way I might want to do it is only update that, only do that check, get all actors of class, when someone dies. So we can put this on the zombie code once, and you save it as a variable. And then later on, the player can figure out, okay, who was hit. So let's actually do that. Let's actually save it as a variable. And we'll put on the variable in the character. We'll name it remaining enemies, you know. I mean, we could also put that on like something called the game instance or the game mode, because this is something that's going to be not unique to the character. This variable is true for all characters. There's only going to be, you know, this number of remaining enemies on a map at any given time. It's not going to change per character. But since we're doing a lot of stuff putting on the character, we'll just save on the character plus already accessing the character. Remember when we did this input? So now I can just grab this and now say, hey, set remaining enemies. Variable comes up and just plug in the result of this over here into remaining enemies. So get all actors of class length is what goes in. All right, and now my HUD, instead of having to do this sort of expensive thing, will just get updated on, oh, you know what, I just realized though, we need to do this at the beginning of the game, because if you don't do it at the beginning of the game, and at the beginning of each round, you're only checking when they die, it's going to act like there's 0 in the beginning. So at the very beginning of the game, I'm going to say, hey, make sure you get the current number of zombies, set that to this variable. And let me redo that. Remaining enemies, set, bam, bam, bam. Alrighty. Okay, zombies, so get all class length, zombies, yes, yes. And now we just get tied to the HUD. So over here where it says remaining, this number, we're going to hit bind, create binding. We can ask for our character blueprint and ask for the variable called remaining enemies. It's an integer, plug that in. Should give us our remaining enemies. Let's see if it works. So it'll be in the bottom. Price is 5. If I kill the guy, it should go down. Oh, it didn't go down. Well, that's interesting. Now I gotta ask myself why it didn't go down. This code definitely happens. We're definitely getting the length. We're setting it here. So something you can do, if you don't think a part of your code is ever executing, you do what's called adding a breakpoint. A breakpoint will literally freeze your game if the code ever gets there. So we're going to do that. I'm going to right click, I'm going to do add breakpoint. You see, it's going to literally stop the game if it gets here. If it doesn't stop the game while we're playing, then I know it. So for some reason it's not getting here. Let's try it. Oh, it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then it got there. Okay, so it took a second. It is getting there. Move breakpoint. Get all actors of class. They'll get the length. Set the length there. I wonder if it's because we're doing this weird this would be, I feel like would be it. Okay, let's try it this way. Let's try it the non-multiplayer friendly way. Get player character. cast to third-person character. Do it that way instead of like carrying over this long thing, you know. See if that works. Still says 5. Still says 5. And it's funny is our Bikini Bucks is going up. What do you think, guys? Anybody got any ideas? Character blueprint. Remaining enemies. Why are you staying at 5? Come on. Oh my gosh, I know why. I just figured it out. Guys, this is what I'm like without my coffee. I totally figured it out. I'm so stupid. Here's what's up. First off, my code's working fine. In fact, it's working fine the multiplayer way, so I'm going to reattach it and undo what I had done. I know exactly what's going on. Anybody know what's going on before I actually revealed the secret? Put your guess in the chat. Come on, somebody's got a detective mind. You're not making it show up? No, it is showing up fine. You saw it said 5. It kept saying 5. You didn't connect a node? No, all nodes were connected. My code was perfect, actually. Not a surprise, really. You know what it was? I'm getting all actors of class, right? I'm getting how many there are in the world. Watch this. When a guy comes up to me and I shoot him, does he stop being in the world? I think so. No. All I did was say, hey, simulate physics. But you can clearly see the actor is still there. It's still going to return, hey, there's 5 of these things in the world. It doesn't know whether they're dead or not, right? So how I would fix that is I could do that in a couple ways. I could ask, like, I could look at the changes that we made. Like, okay, we disabled movement. It's like, okay, if the movement's disabled, then, you know, count that person as dead or something. We could do any of that. And I'll let you guys go. Let's make a little variable called isDead. That's false by default. It's kind of ironic when you talk about zombies, but we'll say it's dead. Is dead, and it gets checkmarked to true. Okay? Now, instead of doing this whole length thing, let's just do this. For each in the list. Wait a second. For this one, I don't even need to do this part. I don't even need to get all actors of class. I literally just need to set this get remaining enemies. Getting this from the character blueprint. Get enemy. Get remaining enemies. Set it to itself. Plus a number. Plus 1. Because this enemy just died. That should work. But now that I have this isDead thing, that's going to be really useful because... I'm sorry, wait. Remaining enemies. It should be -1. -1, because there's less remaining. Remaining, less, let's do this, minus... So subtract it, so whatever it was at. Alright, cool. Now, we'll have to remember to do this at the beginning of each round. We'll do this get all actors of class at the beginning of the game. Say, hey, how many zombies are there? And we're not going to ask for the length. Instead, we're going to do what I was attempting to do a second ago. For each loop. And we're going to count it this way. We're going to ask if it's dead. Get is dead. If is dead is, do what's called a branch. False, which means it's live. Then set the remaining enemies to this current enemy. So set the remaining enemy, increment it basically. So set it to itself +1. Remaining enemies get plus. See if that works. It says 0 in the beginning. Is dead. Oh, I put it is dead is true. No, is dead is false. Okay. Try that again. Alright, it says remaining enemies 5. If I kill the guy, it says 4. Kill the guy, it says 3. Kill the guy, it says 2. Kill the guy, it says 1. Kill the next guy, it says 0. That's how you count the remaining enemies. Whew. Alright. You guys did great. That was a lot of coding and work and stuff and whatnot, but we made it through, and we are closer and closer every day to a prototype where we can start introducing the real fun stuff. So, any questions on how we did any of that? Or comments or concerns? No? Seeing heads shake? No? Okay. Alright guys, that's going to do it. Have a great day. I will see you on the next one. See you next week. Bye.